Hey folks, today we're going to take a look at a little project that took a long time. That's my little indoor waterfall, or my little mini pond. It's all coming up right after this. Hey YouTube, this is Pecktec, and in an effort to try new things and kind of really expand my repertoire of aquarium and aquatic builds, I decided to try this. This aquarium is heavily inspired by a YouTuber I've spoken about before named Asu. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He doesn't speak, so it's not like he's announcing it either. Now, of course, this tank is very small compared to a lot of the tanks that he builds, and that in itself presented a lot of problems. Sometimes smaller isn't better, especially when you consider that this is extremely impractical. But I did enjoy the experience, and I think it came out looking really nice. Hopefully it stays really nice. But before I go too into that, let's take a look at how this came together. Okay, folks, so a simple 3-week build to build a 1.5 gallon aquarium or paludarium. It does look really neat though, and I'm glad I did it just for the experience. I think it's I think it's really pretty. I was really, to tell you the truth, I was very much on the fence with whether or not I would even show this until I put the plants in right at the end, and that's when it really came together. One thing I added at the end was this light by Up Aqua. It's a little bit bluer than I'd like. I'd kind of like something a little bit warmer, but I think it's going to work out. And I think that this aquarium too would have really benefited from a nice pendant light above, maybe a little bit further above the stand. Probably would be a little bit more attractive. I may eventually, if I can talk Holly into it, I'll move this lamp off and kind of rearrange some stuff here and do a different light scenario. All that being said, I'm still pretty happy with the way it came out. I think it's really neat. A lot of these types of plants are new to me, so I'm not entirely sure the longevity. The tree especially, although I set it up the way it came packaged to me from the store, like the way it was kind of meant to be kept, I'm hoping that it gets enough light. The light in here, I switched out the bulbs in here, so this light will grow plants, and this light will grow plants. So I think it will probably get enough light. I'm worried it might get too much moisture. It's got the same wicking mechanism that it had in the other thing, so it should be, in theory, the same, only a much larger reservoir of water. The other plants and mosses, I just don't know. I've never used them before, but they can easily be plucked off of here and switched out with other things as my knowledge grows. As far as what to put in here, I'm not sure. I'm going to do some water tests and just kind of see how it goes. It's a lot of inert materials in here. It's really got a huge amount of biological material in the back, in that it can, with all the lava rock and stuff. So, in theory, it could be pretty okay for some small creatures, I guess. There's really not a lot of space for them to move around, but there's actually hiding spaces in these rocks, and you know, shrimp. I've seen shrimp climb up into areas like this waterfall and move around, so that might be possible too. So probably what I'll do is I'll move a couple of small shrimp into here after I've let it run for a little bit and make sure, and I've done some water tests to make sure it's okay. But we'll be sure to check back on this over time and see how it does. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope today's the day that you say, you know what, I've been watching you a lot and it's time to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed and a friend of this show, go ahead and hit the like button. I can't tell you how important it is to click that like button if you like the subject matter, because it really helps the channel do better. YouTube's algorithm will push things out based on whether or not people like something, and that's the only way it can know. And the haters never miss their chance for a thumbs down. So counteract that a little bit with a thumbs up. I'm not sure what I've got planned next week. I do have another aquarium that I'm going to set up upstairs. I'm going to break down the Flex 15 and set up another one in its place. Not a Flex, but something else. And I've got a couple of small terrariums, because I got a lot of terrarium stuff. Those would be much easier builds. Probably something I should have done before this, but this was so much fun. I'm glad I finally conquered this tiny little project. That's all coming up real soon. Until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.